Summertime. Yummy, fresh, bright, refreshing treats. Today what we're gonna do is I'm thinking we're gonna hang out by the pool and we're gonna throw together some really fun, quick treats with all the great summer ingredients. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna point out that we're gonna do like little crostinis, like a little smorgasbord of crostinis. And we're gonna do it with some different little salads. The first salad that we made is we got a little pineapple engulfed shrimp. We just diced up pineapple, some red onion, some jalapeno, a little bit of garlic, and then we've got some like kind of Cajun boiled shrimp. Super duper yummy. And then we did a classic. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Fresh pulled mozzarella from Fresh, some ripe tomatoes, fresh basil, a little bit of OJ. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna make one more. And I think this is fun, and hopefully you'll see this and go, wow, I've never thought about those ingredients before. First thing I do, it's the time of year, I got some corn. Fresh corn right off the cob. I got a little fresh squeezed OJ that we're gonna let this corn marinate in, and a little fresh lemon juice. The beauty of having fresh squeezed juices at your disposal. What we're doing is we're just gonna let this acid tender it up a little bit. I don't want it to be mushy, but I do want it to tender up a little bit and let it kind of start developing all those flavors. I got a little red onion. We'll put the red onion in there and that'll tender up a little bit. That acid will almost work just like sauteing something. The strong acid in there will tender up the corn or whatever you put in there and also help those flavors come together and meld. We're gonna add a little punch to it, fresh jalapeno. I think summertime is all about fresh, crisp, bright flavors and ingredients, and of course that's where the flavor comes from. Now, last night we cooked out, and I think this is a great way of showing how you can use leftovers. Is we cooked out, we had some great mahi-mahi, and I grilled out on the grill, but I had a piece left over, and no one wants to pop a piece of fish in the microwave and eat it up because it's all dry and petrified. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this piece of mahi, we're gonna chop it up, and add this to like a little corn apple salad, and it should be really good. Perfect for this time of year. So here we've got our corn, a nice piece of mahi left over from dinner last night that this will go to perfect use and we won't waste it. Fresh squeezed lemon juice, orange juice, a little red onion, and jalapeno. Now, Honeycrisp apples. You're sitting there going, mahi-mahi, Honeycrisp apples, jalapenos, fresh corn. Wow, that's a combo. Well, that's kind of the point, is we want to show that there's some really cool combos out there that'll be really good. So, bad habit. I've always got a peeler in my back pocket, just the way it is. So we're gonna peel these. And when you're watching this, hopefully you can kind of start thinking and imagining or picturing like those flavors and those textures. One thing I think so cool about summertime is it's all about the ingredients of the season. And summertime's fresh garden, fresh vegetables, crisp. And I think that's what's important to showcase when you're doing summer-like dishes. So we're gonna do a little pretty brunoise on this. Here's your little culinary tidbit. Brunoise is a small dice, but it's got to be a uniform cube. If we're being very formal, but you can see how formal we are here. When everybody talks about wanting to do bruschetta, and you hear so much bruschetta talk in the summertime, that bruschetta doesn't necessarily mean that it's tomato or olives. Bruschetta is actually a reference to the bread that you use to put whatever kind of salady cheese kind of toppings on there. So now what we're gonna do after we have our salad flavored, I'm gonna show you how to make true bruschetta, which bruschetta is just usually stale or toasted bread, oftentimes drizzled with a little bit of olive oil, and then they'll take a garlic clove and rub the garlic clove on it so you get some of that essence of the garlic on the bread, and that's truly bruschetta. Whatever you put on top of it, that's up to you. Now I think we're gonna add a little aromatic. So we've got some fresh cilantro here because we're in Texas and Cilantro is pretty important in Texas. Now we're gonna make the bread. Bread's a very important part. Mix this up. Let these flavors come together really well. And look at that. We got 3 beautiful little salads that all we gotta do now to make some stacks for all your friends around the pool or hanging out at the house. Maybe on a picnic. We got great, lots of different flavors, textures, refreshing, very, very, very summer. So now we've got our baguette and we're gonna make our bread. And I like cutting them on the bias. Bias means just cutting at a little angle. I've got my oil at about 315, 320 degrees, and we're just gonna put the bread in here and let it fry. This gives a great texture. I'm using grapeseed oil because, of course, I love grapeseed oil. I love that it has no flavor. It's got a high smoke point, which means it's hard to burn. And it also, if you do your research, it's got some good minerals in it. That doesn't mean you should be eating tablespoons of grapeseed oil, but it's a great oil to go to if you're gonna do things like this. So now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna keep flipping them, and you'll see that they'll gradually get kind of golden brown. So all we're looking for is good golden brown, and you wanna feel that top real quick and see that it's getting nice and crispy. Okay, that's it. And then you put it out on a paper towel so all that residual oil will drip off. And this gives that great kind of chewy, crunchy. If you're using fresh bread, you still get that chew. If you're using like your day-old bread, this kind of brings it back to life and gives it that fresh toast instead of that stale, kind of crunchy pull, if you will. Like little bread boats. When I do a trio or anything of any sort, I want to make sure that the 3 things or the 4 things or the 5 things that I'm doing is they hit all sides of the spectrum, if you will. Classic, nice, kind of hearty, sweet, apple, tart, you know, cilantro-y good, and then really, really, really sweet, refreshing, and to me, this just screams summery. And I want to make sure that, you know, when I'm putting the menu together or whenever I'm doing this, is that they all 3 don't run into each other. You know, we got beautiful different colors, they look different, and so when it hits the plate, you go, wow, you know, that's just really appealing to the eye and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so what we'll do first is we're going to build them, but I'll show you a pretty classic thing is you would take a piece of garlic, and you just rub a little garlic on that toasted bread. And what you're doing is you're just taking kind of an essence of this garlic and putting it on there. It gives it a nice little hearty little garlic flavor. So then we'll come here. We've got our nice little platter. And you're just gonna put the goodies on top. I really hope when y'all watch this and y'all see this salad, you really kind of go, holy cow, what is he doing? Like, that does not make sense. Corn and apples and fish. But when you see it, I hope through the video, it really talks you into trying it, or at least just thinking outside of the box with your ingredients. So we got our pineapple, our awesome shrimp. Let's see, put that there. And I love creamy and acidic pineapple. I don't know, it just makes a lot of sense to me. So what I did was I got a Greek yogurt here, and I added just a touch of salt to it, just to bring out that real tartness. And we're gonna put that right on top of the pineapple. I love acidic, tart, creamy, sour cream, creme fraiche, Greek yogurt, and pineapple. And also it just gives another little extra unique thing. So now what we're gonna do is, which one do I wanna try? I think I'm gonna do this one first. It's time to party, guys. It's good!